my good mate, Buzz Rothfield, filling in for the great Reni Matua.
You know where he is? Bali. You know better about Bali than anyone because you were called a toolie. I know what a father and son relationship is like.
Yeah. But I also think they'll win a comp within 3 years. He wants to be on the ball. He wants to be in big moments. And that, I think Galvin's the guy. Like, I think it's the right call. But
I'll tell you what I'm hanging out for. 4 o'clock, Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
Back.
Yeah.
He's put a spotlight on him more than any other player in the comp. But he could be the biggest thing out of New Zealand, potentially since Sonny Bill.
I agree.
And mate, they brought him in and Steve Crawley said, hold his hand, settle him in.
Please.
And mate, look at him now.
Look at him now.
Never ever get any credit.
Welcome to the 180 podcast with Braith and Aaron Macy, and very special guest, my good mate, Buzz Rothfield, filling in for the great Reni Matua.
How are you, mate? How are you? I'm used to Monday nights, not Wednesday mornings.
Yeah, but this will be
good in the morning.
This will be
You
fun.
reckon?
I was trying
Mate,
to
I'm
climb.
without the makeup. No makeup.
You don't need makeup.
Please.
You take too long in that chair.
Mate, you should see Monday nights in the makeup room.
Honestly, I want to know who spends more time in the makeup room.
Come on, mate, let's be honest.
Hey?
Okay, no, I'll rephrase it. Who spends more time in the mirror?
Yeah, the mirror. Well,
Oh, please.
mate, you should see him in that makeup room. Seriously.
Does he ever
Just
complain?
checking himself out.
Oh, you talk
But,
shit.
mate, I'm a dead set half-hour job.
Yeah, I could see that. Does he ever
Oh,
complain
yeah.
about suits? Is he
Bloody
picky on
red
suits?
cheeks. Hey?
Is he picky on suits?
I can't stand the brown suit.
Yeah.
Got to get rid of that grey one. You look
controversial, the brown one.
distinguished. You shouldn't wear it, mate.
They put it, okay, just for everyone, I walk in and they've got the suits there ready for the night. I put it on, I walk on. I'm not going to complain. I don't care.
What about the Richie Benno one you wore? And
Which
it only
one was
had
that?
one outing. Didn't you
Is that
have
the
a
white
Richie-
jacket?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the boss, Crawley's like, listen, this was before we got the new suits. This is when I first started, my first year. And he said, we got to spice it up a bit. So that they put a white jacket on me.
Oh.
And he rang him up during the show and he said, never again. And you gave me
No, it
shit
didn't
about
work,
it.
did it? That one?
Where is Reni, by the way?
Mate,
Do we
it's
know?
outrageous. We did a sportsman's lunch with Reni last Friday at the Bella Vista Hotel. Great lunch. Anyway, he gets up and tells the audience how passionate he is about Samoa, and he's returning home for a cultural experience. And
Really?
Is that where he is now?
And that I'd be filling in for him on this great podcast.
He got
Now-
a round of applause and everything.
Mate,
He did. It was a standing
I'm
ovation.
telling you, he did. It was really special. Reni's going home, sort of, you know.
Has
But you know
Samoa
what?
moved?
You know what? Someone emailed me a spotted the other day. You know where he is? Bali.
Very
Now-
cultural over there.
You know better about Bali than anyone because you were called a toolie.
Oh, do you remember that article?
Last
The
year.
Daily Mail.
Didn't even know Schoolies was on.
Oh, come on.
The only time I can go
You
there
and Big
is the end of the
Sean.
year.
Mate, I love that story.
Oh, mate.
That was the best.
Yeah, I woke up to about 1,000 messages and I'm like, what's going on here? And then they've got me as a toolie. Oh.
You're a bit clumsy with stuff like that. You should have looked it up. And thought,
Why?
Geez, I
Well, I'm not
can't
going to go because Schoolies is on.
Yeah. Mate, how old are you?
43.
Well, these kids are 17.
What are you suggesting? What are you suggesting? I'm not that desperate, Buzz.
Nah.
All right. So Reni's in Bali. He's in Bali.
Well, apparently.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Apparently, it's a cultural experience though. He's
Yeah, right.
going to go to see the locals and do.
No, he said he told me he's doing a training camp.
I'll tell you one thing about him. He looks good, doesn't he? He's fit.
Yeah, you love that.
Yeah, he does.
It's a good start by you.
Well, he does. He looks good.
Yeah, he's been training. He's looking pretty good at the moment, Ren, which is good to see. Back off the wagon, I think. Anyway, Buzz, let's. You mentioned 360 before.
Yeah.
So we may as well dive into that a little bit. We love working with each other. Well, I enjoy working with you.
Yeah.
Well, is that mutual?
99.9% of the time. He can get a little bit shitty every now and then if he's had a bad day or something.
You're taking Braith emotional at times.
He gets tired and emotional. You know what? But it always happens at this stage of the footy season. Everyone We've been seeing each other every week. We've been arguing about different things on the show, and everyone gets testy. It happens.
You get a
I
bit.
remember-
You get a bit edgy when you see me sitting there quiet.
Hey?
If I'm sitting there quiet when he walks in, he's like,
think,
"What's happening tonight? You're all right. You're all right. You're all right," because he thinks I'm going to come at him.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I've just had a long day, Buzz. I'm just chilling, mate. You know, because
No.
Gordy takes care of the talking anyway, doesn't he? In the green room.
Gordy does. But I've always found that as you head into the back end of the footy season, particularly when Canty was there, I fight with him at the best of times, but he would get really shitty and you have blow up.
This is a tough period of the year because I think for most expert analysis opinion in the shows, because Origin, you got the build up to Origin, you got the start of the year, there's teams doing well, teams not doing so well, you cover the Origin, then it kind of falls off a cliff. And in about 3 or 4 weeks, it picks up again, right? Everyone's talking about finals, who's going to make it, who's going to miss, who's going to win the comp. There's lots of topics and there's lots of discussion, there's lots of debate. But this kind of period right now, and even 360 last night, Mondays are always busy, right? Because you've got the games, you talk about the incidents, there's always a bit of drama, there's always talking points. Whereas last night was tough because we ended up talking about all the teams and where they kind of are at. And we'll delve into that a bit later, but it's a bit of a period now, isn't it, where it's sort of there's not much doing. You know, there's not a hell of a lot to talk about.
And it's hard too because we've got different connections in the game and we've got different mates in the game. And Braith and Reni continually point out St George, and Braith manages Lachlan Ilias, and they just keep winning every week at in reserve grade. My problem is the Flanagan family have been good friends of mine for a very, very long period of time. And I know what a father and son relationship is like.
Yeah.
And it's very hard, and Shane's sort of oblivious to it, right? But him and me clash a little bit on that. There's other, things we have blues about because we're coming from different sides. And I'll give you another example. After the State of Origin game, Mitch Diffin, the producer, and Braith expected me to really unload, like I often do, on Laurie Daly. I've known Laurie since he was 17. He rang me in tears when he was 17 years of age, and I still remember the phone call. And Canberra had just been busted for the salary cap scandal, and he'd had a landscaper who was paying him on the side, and he was worried whether he didn't have a manager.
Landscaper.
And that's how the Raiders, that was part
What
of
was
the
he
rules.
landscaping?
Well, the landscaper used to come and mow his lawn and then give him a brown paper bag.
Oh,
He didn't pay him.
okay.
That's how,
Yeah.
So
No, I think
I've been tight with him since then, and I look for every excuse, that they won 4 halves of football.
Yeah.
That they scored more tries in Perth and only goal kicking. But Braith was very, very strong that he had to cop the blame.
Well, we were strong on the podcast here. From the start, though,
it
Buzz.
actually half started from me because before game 1, I looked at him and Reni, and I said, I've got this sickly feeling about Loz coming back after Madge. Because Madge, I'll ask you, were you more inspired by Madge or were you more inspired by Loz? Taking away your
That's a
friendship.
tough one.
No, but I'm not a huge Madge fan in that I think he's a great Origin coach. I think
I'm the
he's a
exact
great
same as you.
Test coach
Yeah.
with short campaigns. Look, he looks like he might prove me wrong with the way the Broncos are hitting the line. They're coming home strong. I'm not sure they're going to make the 4. But Madge won and Laurie lost. So to answer your question, you'd have to go with Madge.
Did you think the build up last year with Madge as coach was stronger? Like more inspirational than Loz. Loz was very low key, and you don't need to disrespect him by saying it.
No, because that's his personality.
Yeah.
He's not a raver. He'd never do a Tales of Tiger Town type situation.
But Buzz, I'll ask you this.
But you're talking about Madge not being there. A lot of people that's been raised with me, Jake Trebojevic wasn't there.
Yeah.
Talking about him as the glue of the side, him as they lost a bit of leader. They lost the captain and the coach.
Yeah.
But look, there's no question we should have won that Origin series. And Laurie didn't have them ready to play at Perth and in Sydney, and that's a coach's responsibility.
Just quickly on Loz, the people that don't know him, he's actually fiery, isn't he? Like on the field, he was tough and he was fiery, and even like behind closed doors with the players, I've heard he gets quite emotional and fiery. He's just not to the outside world.
Yeah,
is that right, or would that be right or not?
Yeah, he can fire up for sure. Yeah, I've had a couple of blues with him on radio. Yeah, you know, or on 2KY or Big Sports Bet, whatever they call it.
One of your 1,000 gigs you got.
Oh, one of the 1,000 gigs, mate. I'm here on the day, mate. I am here on the day off helping you, so don't. You're
helping me, are you, mate? There's an invoice coming your way.
Is there? You're settling cash.
I'll ask. I was going to say something.
Mate, how many gigs have you got?
Just a couple, mate.
Triple M now.
Yeah, that's few and far between. But I enjoy doing the
360.
Yeah.
Saturday Rugby League.
It's the same station. Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Same job, same contract.
You got
no extra pay.
You got any other little sneakers?
No, I'm in here with BTFU. It's perfect. Yeah. You got triple. I've got them named Triple M, 2KY, Fox, Daily Telegraph, Off the Record, and your speaking gigs that you've been milking lately too. You are on fire, and it's all from NRL 360.
What do you spend it all on? What do you do in your spare time? Not that you'd have much.
Well, no.
He goes to Queensland, don't you?
Mate, I only get 1 day a week off now. I love the Gold Coast, and I'll try and Chimes Gillis, the player manager.
Yeah, Chimesy.
He's up there with my best mates, and we go for long walks, we go fishing. And
sounds romantic.
Yeah, it is very romantic. We grew up together, Chimes.
He's a good man, Chimes.
I lived in the eastern suburbs when I first came to Sydney.
Yeah.
I heard you.
As a 17-year-old.
Yeah.
I was quite a popular figure.
Did you ever get up popular?
Terry Page bookie used to run the Could You Bay Hotel.
You were a bit of a bachelor.
I remember Terry Page.
Back
Mate,
in the day.
there was a nightclub called Selena's,
which
I used to frequent.
Frequent?
Yeah.
Give us a story. Did you ever get up
I'm
the cross?
not giving away stories.
Any back at the cross? Did you ever get up there, Buzz?
I used to go to the illegal casinos up there a lot.
Did you? I heard you were quite the gambler in your day.
I was, yeah. Got me in a lot of trouble too. I don't bet now. I haven't had a bet for 10 years. Didn't get me in a lot of trouble.
Buzz. That's good, but
I gambled irresponsibly, and I wanted to bet on every race, and
Always gamble responsibly, Buzz. That's what it's all about.
Yeah. So I haven't had a bet for 10 years. I just stopped completely, and life's never been better, not blowing your cash.
Yeah. On your Buzzy. Now, we're going to talk about how you become a journo, but that's probably going a bit deep. I want to get to the juicy stuff, I want to get to the juicy stuff because you are the best at feuds, writing about feuds, other people's feuds, and you've got a fair few yourself.
Yeah, but it's funny everyone says that. Geez, you're off with a lot of people, Buzz. Geez, you've got a lot of feuds going. How do you think I survived?
Yeah.
I've also got a lot of really, really good mates in the game who I never advertise, I never tell anyone about. Some people are aware of. But I just keep it to myself. I protect my sources at all times. And I'm happy for people. Like there's one guy, I've told this story before, he was leaking me really, really good stuff. People in the game were starting to wake up to it, okay? So he rang me on a Friday and he said, mate, will you make me the sinner this week? Bag me, I stuffed it doing this. I said, yeah, I'll make you the sinner. That'll get people off the trail. And he deserved to be bagged, whatever it was about. Anyway, he rings me at 7:30 Sunday morning, picked up the paper, and he said, fuck, I didn't think you'd go that hard.
That's
I said, well, I've got him off the trail. So, mate, I've got a lot of friends, but I do have a lot of feuds going. Number one, people like Gus and Sterlo. And look, it's a tough game.
Yeah.
On and off the field. Yeah. And if you're in the, if you're fair income as a journo, and if you really tell it as you see it, not all of them do it, you're going to have combat, you're going to have collisions. And, I don't like it. I can't write 2 pages on Sunday that's all complimentary.
Which you need to do every week. And it's the most read, right?
It gets great traffic.
Yeah. Well, I can understand that now working on 360. And even Dan come on to fill in for Gordy.
Yeah.
And he does Monday, and he's on Twitter. I'm not on Twitter and all that, so I don't see any of it. Don't want to. That's part of why I don't. He copped it on Monday, and I said, welcome to 360, because at the end of the day, what we do, we have to talk about everyone, good, bad, the ugly, right? And people get the shits.
But you know what? As soon as you're fake and you're not told, they see it.
Yeah.
The punters see it.
Yeah. And the punters give it to you, but they also love it and want to watch this next show to see what else you're going to talk about. Like, that's part of that's part of our show, you know. But
I mentioned the other day at that lunch, since he took over, that it's gone gangbusters, the ratings.
Thanks, Buzzy.
I think it's Monday nights.
Mondays.
I was waiting to see where that was going.
I know people. Mondays are the best though.
Monday's NRL.
Yeah.
Tuesday's New South Wales Cup, and the poor buggers on Wednesday. Ron Massey.
Do you love that? Like, he went to play long.
There's always a back end. Don't worry.
That was beautiful.
No, you're doing a bloody good job, actually. And, you know, I started there with Benny Eichen and Kenty.
Yeah.
And Ben Eichen is one of the great men in the game. You know, the QRL chairman. I really, really rate him and his IQ. But he's a real straighty 180. And I didn't feel comfortable when he was there to be myself and have a G up and have a laugh and bag, you know. It's become a lot more entertaining with the great man. And I feel,
we have a lot more fun, don't we, Buzz? We have fun in there. It gets. I mean, it often turns.
You know what I think people love the most? Your little video before when he comes. When
haven't
you're
done
in
that
there
for
for
a
6 hours.
Stop doing that.
I'm just a bit. Mate, it's that time of the year. I'll amp it up towards
You know
the
what
finals.
he's trying to do? I've got 99,000 Twitter followers. Braith is trying to catch me, so
I don't even have Twitter.
as his product,
Derek.
you know.
Oh, there we go.
You know, I'm going to go back to the feuds here, and there's one I want to talk about because we've got a lot of Bulldogs listeners.
Yep.
Because obviously myself and Reni being ex-players, and we try and cover the Dogs as much as we can on the podcast because we know that they're interested and they are diehard. We know that, you know that. And the big one is with Gus. And even with the Dogs at the moment, talk us through the Gus one quickly, and then we'll get to the other stuff. But I mean, where did that start? Has it been for a long time? And it just keeps to get big. It seems to get bigger.
We've got a couple of things in common. We're both 67 years of age. He started as a young player at Penrith in 76, and I started as a reporter, cub reporter in 76. So that's about all we have in common. When he played, we got on okay. He was assistant coach to Warren Ryan at Canterbury there for a while. I'll never forget, I was sitting at News Corp, Daily Telegraph, 6:30, the phone rings. No mobiles, obviously, at my desk. Pick it up. Oh, it's Gus. And he said, I've just had a blue with Wok and I'm quitting. He's accused me of leaking the team to the media, so I went all over the back. So we used to be close enough where he'd, you know, give me stories and stuff like that. And Super League, he was on, you know, the RL side, very well paid for it. I was employed by News Corp. We were trying to set up a rebel league, and it got very, very ugly. It really got ugly. And from that day, he's been off, you know, he's hated News Corp.
News Corp, all right, yeah.
But I, unlike others, I've sort of held him to account a bit. I pointed out the other day he hasn't won anything since 2002, which is 24 years nearly, you know. And I pointed out that while he did a great job setting Penrith up for success, he had to leave before they actually achieved it. Now, he sacked Cleary because he was tired. He hired Griffin. He extended Griffin. He didn't want to bring Cleary back. When Cleary came back, he sacked Regan Campbell-Gillard, Waka Blake, and he dismantled Gus's roster. And then they won a comp. And he was an unsettling influence at the end at Canterbury in that players were sort of walking on eggshells. They didn't know whether they wanted. He brought Maloney out there, chopped him early, brought Jamie Soward out there, chopped him early. Remember Trent Merrin? Took him out there, said he'd captain New South Wales, chopped him. So I wrote this column. I was critical of him for all those things, but I can see the same happening at Canterbury. He set them up. They've stockpiled all the juniors. They've got young Galvin across there now. But again, Sexton's been punted. Marnie's out the door. There's talk they're chasing a good... Do you know what I mean? I can see similar, but there was no one better.
So you think the same thing's going to happen?
There's a chance it could happen, yeah.
A chance, or if you had to say that...
Well, you've been commenting and you've been saying what an unsettling effect the Galvin side.
I did. I said I think it
well, that's basically what I'm saying too.
Yeah, but I also think they'll win a comp within 3 years.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. You don't?
Yeah.
They're a chance, bloody oath. Cameron Serraldo's a great coach, right? They're a chance of winning a title. They've still got Big Thompson coming in from Newcastle next year. Yeah. Leo Thompson, right?
Leo
800K.
Yeah.
You know what Max King's on? 400.
Yeah.
You know what Preston's on? The second row forward should play Origin, 350.
Yeah, you got to upgrade.
So what I'm saying to you is, I don't know how smooth it's going to be, you know, long term.
And where does their strike come from? That's still their big...
Well, that's why they got
Galvin.
That's why they got Galvin, because they're hoping that takes them to another level. They've still got Crichton, Sherry's doing well.
Burton's a strike player
Burton
too.
They need to work that combination out. Before I just want to, so to all the fans then, the Dogs fans that think that you've just got it in for them every week, because they do, like you know that.
Yeah.
Like they write to me, they write to you.
They
think that you just don't like the Dogs and you just shit canning them. What do you say to them?
Their recovery over the last 4 or 5 years has been a group effort with Aaron Warburton, the chief executive. I think is the smartest commercial CEO in the game. Adam Drewisi, very good chairman and all over AI and the modern stuff. Yeah. Cameron Serraldo, an up-and-coming super coach, and Gus Gould, the way he's set it up for success, that combination of 4 people have set them up not just to win a premiership, as you say, in 2 or 3 years, but for sustained success. And I can honestly see them, big statement, and it's probably 2 or 3 years, I can see them becoming a Melbourne, Penrith sort of sustained success, a regular top 4 club.
Yep.
But you've got to give all those people at Canterbury a rap
for sure.
For pulling it together in the manner.
So what you're saying is you're saying you think they've done an amazing job, right?
Absolutely.
But you need a report on...
Well, you can't say anything else.
I know, but you also need a report on the possible risks that are involved with the decisions they've made and what could go wrong. Yeah. So that's your job, isn't it?
Of course,
really.
It's my job.
So, but they take that personal and think that you're attacking the club. But really, you're just highlighting...
Yeah, but the funny thing is, Braith, the day they got 65,000 Easter Monday, I hate sitting in press boxes, right? They're soundproof. There's no atmosphere. This was the biggest crowd in rugby league history. So you know what I did? I went down, sat with the members, found a spare seat, sat with them, chatted with them. Mate, my relationship's fine with the Canterbury fans. Yeah. I think they all understand, look, there's a lot of sarcasm in a lot of the stuff, and there's a G up now with Gus and Cameron. But I get on very well with Cameron Serraldo. I get on very well with Aaron Warburton.
Yeah, so do I. Very well. All right, now, before we move on, we've got to, and again, we talk about it every week, but everyone's talking about it. We'll quickly touch on it. The Galvin on the weekend, I know you spoke about it on 360. Where do we sit on that right now? You're still sceptical, right?
I challenged it because Sexton was there and got them to the top of the ladder for more than half of the season, right? Then they went out and signed Galvin. I can understand what Gus originally said. He's not here for the next 10 rounds. He's here to win a title in a few years. And they've got young Mitchell Woods coming through too, the really good half. I look at that St George game the other day, and for 78 minutes they couldn't get over the top of the St George side that is middle of the road at best. Then he throws the miracle pass, and we're all talking about him as a match-winning, you know. Mate, can we wait a couple of weeks?
Yeah, that's what I reckon.
Do you know what I mean? And
I wouldn't want to have my opinion on this because I didn't say as much on 360. I'm going to be real with what, like, looking at it, and Bulldogs fans, don't be offended by this, but I'm going to tell it how I exactly saw it. And just because at the moment I get a lot of positive and negative from Dogs. There's a lot of them on the fence, and they take it to heart. Like it's like
that's your problem. You don't know if you're East or Canada.
No, I know where I'm at. I know exactly where I'm at.
Well, where are you at?
I've told you a million times. I love them both.
Yeah, but mate,
I played half a career either of them, and they're both great to me.
Just let me interrupt one more time. If they're playing in a grand final, who do you cheer
Depends
for?
when it is.
Oh, mate, that's a shitty.
It depends who needs it more or hasn't had one for, like, who I think need. Like, the Dogs haven't won since we won. So if they won, it'd be amazing. The Roosters have won quite a few times.
Can I tell
So if
Nick?
they're
I'm
in a
going
grand
to
final,
send this podcast to Nick.
You can send it wherever you want. It's on YouTube, you Derek. It's going to be out there.
Don't ever call me a Derek.
You don't like that? Why? I'll call you a burger. A burger? You're a burger. You get that? No, it was on 360.
Didn't you see the burgers?
Yeah,
George, when they were
so.
doing try celebrations, was doing a
doing
burger.
this.
Yeah. And they reckon...
And they were supposed to be, it was directed at Kyle.
I reckon that's a toss.
Do you reckon it was?
There's heavy mail that was, though.
Yeah, but you
you
know
his
what?
teammates are going to call him a
I'll
burger.
tell you what convinced me it was bullshit, that it wasn't directed at Kyle.
Yeah.
Because the nicest man in rugby league outside of Jake Turbo,
Yeah.
Damien Cook did it.
Yeah, I agree.
And Cookie would never
I reckon it was just a thing. They call each other burgers and they're just doing that.
It's like we're sitting in the green room. You call someone an imbecile or a goose. It was anyway, what were you talking about?
Just with the Galvin situation, I think that firstly, it's a great signing, right? Has it caused a little bit of disruption, and can it cause disruption? Of course it can. Like if it was any other team, any other player, yes, of course it can, because the key position is number 7. They had to make the call, which we said, of whether he plays 7 or not. They put him at 7. So that was good, because then regardless, Sexton goes back to reserve grade. Every player knows their role, their job, and knows what they got to do on the weekend and who's playing where, and that's it for the rest of the year. So I thought that was great. The first time he's playing 7, busy, all over the ball, left, right, looked dangerous, scored a try. I think it was fantastic, his first half. Second half, I was thinking, wow. Game on the line, really, he didn't play well. Attack wasn't good. Defence, he was average too. I was thinking, geez, he got caught out a few times. And although I was concerned about that half, I wasn't concerned about the move. And I thought, this is still good. He's still going okay. They get a win. You know, he's got a few weeks here to try and evolve as a team and their attack get better. Then he come up with that big moment. And you know, there's only a few guys that can do that in our game, you know. First grade, and we saw it. We see it all the time where when the game's on the line, bright lights, biggest pressure, blokes crumble. You know, he's only 20. He wanted the ball and he iced it, you know. So
he doesn't look like a crumbler, though.
No, he wants to be on the ball. He wants to be in big
yeah.
moments. And that's the difference between being good and great, is when you want the ball to win a game, when the pressure's on and you know you need to ice it, but you're not scared to take it on. You're not scared to give it a crack. Like,
that was so interceptable, that pass he threw.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Oh, yeah.
Yes and no.
It is. They float.
Yeah.
And I've seen Harbour Bridges get
The winger was in, so
Sloan
no,
was-
less the touch judge intercepted it, it wasn't.
He nailed it because he pulled him in. But you know what's funny? Because we're in a group chat, all of us, and we're chatting, and it was like, with 3 minutes ago, we were going, the headline's going to read, bring
That's
back
what I was
Sexton.
going to say.
And up until that pass, the headline was, do they bring back
That's
Sexton?
right. It was an important pass for that reason, that it just took the heat off everyone. But I had Dogs fans going, oh, what are you going to say now, Braith? Well, I'm not going to change my opinion. Yeah. And I've always said I believe it's got potential to be a success, but just that one pass doesn't mean that they've made the right decision yet. There's a long way to go here. That's being realistic.
Yeah. I spoke to Cameron Serrato yesterday and I said, Cameron, I can't change my opinion. I can't just do a backflip.
Yeah.
My view is that Sexton was your guy. But what I can do is understand why you've made the change and the statistics that NRL 360 put up.
Yeah. I think Galvin's the guy. I think it's the right call, but he hasn't convinced me enough to go he's 100%. You know, he's got to prove that.
I'll tell you what I'm hanging out for. 4 o'clock Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
DCE, 320-odd NRL games at halfback against a one-game halfback.
Yeah.
NRL. And I know they're not one-on-one sort of, they don't defend on each other. But it'll be, the thing what Cameron and Gus have done with this young fella, and he's just turned 20, is put a spotlight on him more than any other player in the comp. How many players are there in the competition? 30 times 17. What's that, 300-odd? Mate, 500 players or whatever. Yeah. No one will be watching him as closely. You know,
I agree. All right, that's enough of the Dogs and the Galvin chat. I thought we'd do something a little bit different today and just go through the teams that have done well, a chance of winning the comp at the top of the ladder, and then maybe a couple that have underachieved, chance of getting the spoon and maybe delve into why. But we won't go through every team, but I want to give some love to the Warriors too, because the Warriors, we'll talk about them first, right? The Warriors, they don't often get talked about as much in Australia, right? Because their fans are in New Zealand, a lot of them. They got a lot of fans here. And we get a lot of that on 360, and they want us to talk about it more, and I promised them that we would. But they deserve to be talked about because they've had a really good year, and they've had some terrible injuries. But that win on the weekend was wow. Have you seen a finish like that for a while?
That Hammer-Seam, remember early in the year, it was about round 10, they told me to pick a top 50, right? On form this year, forget reputation, forget how many pick a top. And I had him in the top 20.
Yeah.
He is a very, very special player.
Well, that moment, right, when he got the ball, what impressed me the most was his anticipation for the ball.
Yeah.
Then his ability to change direction at speed, knowing that, there was an opportunity, but how clean he picked it up. He beat Bradman best. And he's a big boy, this Halasima. Then footwork to beat Gagai and then carry him over the try line. Like there was vision, there was anticipation, there was speed, and there was strength. It was everything. And it was the last play of the game. It was special.
They've signed him till the end of 29. So I think it's 6 years
they should.
Yeah.
I'll tell you an interesting story. Peter O'Sullivan signed him when he worked at the Warriors. He was 14. He said he was just a standout in the schools, schoolboy footy. He then apparently wanted to be a gangster.
All right.
He was in so much strife away from footy, getting out with the wrong crowd and stuff.
That happens a lot over there.
About 18 months ago, he said, look, I'm going to be a footballer now.
Yeah, great.
And, mate,
thank God.
If he's doing this at 19, you'll think this is a big statement, but he could be the biggest thing out of New Zealand, potentially, since Sonny Bill.
I agree.
It's
funny, like Frank Pornuasalo, who come to the Roosters. The Kiwi guys, they have tough upbringings, and they're in those small towns where there's a lot of gangsters, a lot of gangs, and they can get derailed easily by that. So that's a credit to him. Okay, can they? I mean,
you wouldn't want to run into him in a dark alley, would they?
No.
Can they press at all? They can't.
I'll tell you about a judge I am. I had him as my wooden spoon.
Did you?
Yeah. And you know what? I jumped on the plane, left Las Vegas in March, and I thought, geez, I'm a good judge.
That's true, right?
The way they played, I thought, I'm on the money here.
Yeah.
They have been, and look, you've got to give and we said this last week, huge kudos to the coach.
Yeah, Webby's
Well, Webby and Serraldo, they're in their 40s. They're young. They got a great connection with younger footballers. That's why I wrote the Wayne Bennett piece recently. And no disrespect to him, all I did was pose a question, 75 years of age, has he lost that touch?
Yeah.
Very tight with Cody, very tight Latrell, Jackie Whiten, and big Stretch. But they don't have a lot of emerging talent coming through South.
I spoke about it last night with South because I do know a lot of people in the area, obviously. And one thing they've always done is South have always relied on juniors and their junior development through their juniors, right? And retaining those guys, and they've always been one of the strongest ever since I was a kid. But the juniors aren't what they used to be. There's not as many teams. They're struggling. They don't have that strong junior base like they used to, and they're still kind of recruiting the same way. They re-sign the players they've got. They're staying really loyal to the locals and which is all good and well. But if you look at all the other teams, like I mentioned the Roosters with their academy, but you've got Melbourne. They all buy like even Brisbane are kind of they're lucky they got a big backyard. But most teams these days, they're buying the next biggest things at 14, 15, bringing them down and developing them themselves, spending money. You got to spend money. It's like buying an investment or buying stocks. You got to put your balls on the line a bit. I know for a fact they don't really spend as much as other clubs on juniors or on bringing players in at a young age.
It's a really good point. The great pathway clubs now: Penrith, Canterbury, and Roosters.
Yeah. Canterbury's a good example.
So what you used to be able to do is a South Junior. But if Gus or Jakey Friend or Boyd Corden see a great kid in South Juniors, they'll nick him.
Yeah.
Same with Penrith.
Yeah. Well, look at Jakey and Boyd. That's how they got brought. I remember Boyd coming at 14 or 15 and training with us from, was it Taree or up there?
Yeah, come up Taree. He was at Mascot. I remember he played at Mascot.
Yeah, and Friendy from North Queensland or Queensland. And they brought him in at that age. And that's why Roosters cop it because they're not juniors, but they're there for that long. They feel like they are a junior because they've been
essentially
there.
Are they? You're a junior if you're playing your 15, 16s footy, that's a junior.
And the Dogs, you're right. The Dogs do it now.
The Dogs have got
Mitch Wood and all that. They bought Mitch Wood and Alex Conti and all those kids. That they've bought them to the Dogs. You know, and they continue to do that. You know, Penrith did it with a lot of their guys.
Yeah, South have got to start an academy, or they've got to get switched on in that area.
Yeah. All right, now let's go Raiders quickly. Raiders, we had Hudson Young, Matty Nicholson on last night. Yeah,
good fellas, aren't they?
Yeah, they were good fellas. Hudson plugging his Hudson protein or what was it? I don't know. But they're your mates with Stick. How's he going?
Yeah, I spoke to him last night actually. Can I give him a plug?
Yeah.
I've locked him in for the Off the Record podcast when they have the bye.
Oh, you're going to have Stick on?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It'll be a fascinating insight into how he's pulled this side together. Jack Whiten walked out on that club and they offered him over $1 million and went to South. They looked in all sorts. They looked in. But they had a really sharp recruitment guy who's since been pinched by the Roosters. He signed half a dozen New South Wales under-19s
Did you know this?
boys.
Yes.
Joel.
I didn't know this.
Joel Carboni.
Yeah, he's been knocked out.
Numbers man, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He's obviously clever. It's all right to be a numbers man.
Sticky loved him. He'd be filthy, wouldn't he, with that?
Yeah, he would, yeah. Well, he gave him his start in recruitment.
Yeah, 2 numbers.
But he picked up...
The Roosters still everyone.
Who's the young hooker there playing off the bench? Owen Paddy.
Paddy's a good player.
Ethan Strange. Right, we spent half this podcast talking about Lachlan Galvin. Katoa at the Dolphins and Strange at the Raiders will be the New South Wales halves for a very long period of time.
It's funny you say that. Like, no disrespect again, they're both going way better than Galvin is.
Yes.
It's funny how it all works, right?
I see Strange as the more all-round package of the two players in that he's so tough. He's fast. You seen his D?
Yeah, it's great.
Phenomenal.
He's a link player. You know, he makes sure his centres and edges get...
We interviewed Sticky and he said he reminded him of Jack White and Laurie Daly.
Wow.
Well,
that's a big rap.
Huge rap.
Yeah. And then K.O. Weeks, not one at Manly. He didn't understand Manly. They had young Hopewadi. They had Turbo. They had 1 million fullbacks. Gary can play. So he went down there. But, you know, they don't just go there. Something Sticky's doing is turning them into NRL players.
Yeah.
Something he's doing is working. And you know what? They're a hope of winning the comp. Do you agree?
Yeah, big time. I got asked by Unibet about 6 weeks ago, and I said Melbourne Canberra grand final. I still think that's what I'd say now.
Be a great story for rugby league. A club that looked on its knees a few years back have been able to.
After the Roosters lost, and
I think the other thing with that is, like, no offence to Canberra people, but it's not an appealing place to go move to. So a lot of the time you've got to
sign palms.
That's why you have to.
They pay overs for everyone.
They have to pay overs.
That's a fact.
You have to.
That other Pom who'll be back for the finals you had on last night, Nicholson. He's a game-changing forward. That line he runs on it, mate, he's a good player.
Good player. We won't talk about the Storm. Storm, we kind of know where they're at.
Yeah.
They're favourites for a good reason. They haven't hit their straps yet. I don't think they've played their best, but they'll be there when the whips are cracking.
Still think they're vulnerable, though, mate.
Of course they are.
Yeah,
that's my point. You know.
Yeah.
What about the? We've got Sharks at 8th, Manly 7th, Panthers at 6th. Do we all agree Panthers will make the 8 quite easily?
Oh, they're certain.
They're certain. He's all right. So we'll go down. We've got Manly 7, Sharks 8, Dolphins 9, Roosters 10. Now the Dragons are 4 behind the Roosters. They're gone. So out of the Manly, Sharks, Dolphins, Roosters, we've got 2 spots there. Who are we thinking?
Oh, the Roosters are gone, in my view. Okay. Reedy was right, mate.
Reedy
was right.
No, Reedy said they wouldn't.
Sam Walker would never play.
He said that. He said a number of stupid things. That was one of them. But he said they wouldn't even be in contention for the 8. Like, he written them off hard. And I said, come on, mate. That's bullshit. And
they just dropped 2 games they probably shouldn't have dropped.
That West Tigers game.
Mate,
you know what? They had 13 players out, including 5 Origin players, and they scored more tries. Yeah, so they didn't play that bad.
No, they didn't play bad. It was just 2 points that shouldn't have gone.
But they're done. The side that could come in is Dolphins.
Yeah.
Have a look at their for and against. They're plus 160.
Yeah, they're insane.
Way superior to Manly and Cronulla.
Okay. So you're thinking it's Manly, Sharks and Dolphins fighting out for 7, 8th and 9th. 7, 8th.
7, 8, yeah.
7, 8th, because you got Broncos and Panthers.
Yeah, 7, 8.
Yeah, 7 and 8th. All right.
The interesting one, Braith, is that top 4 and whether the Broncos or Penrith could make it. And they're heavily relying on the Warriors, right?
What's the Warriors draw like?
That Hamasina try the other day was a massive blow to the Broncos and Penrith.
Yeah.
That miracle try.
Who's their half again, the Warriors? I keep forgetting his name. I should know.
Tanah Boyd.
Tanah Boyd, that's right.
And Tanah Boyd's...
I think he went to church and thanked the Lord Jesus Christ after that win because...
He's probably entitled to.
You know...
Look, you judge him over 80 minutes.
What I'll say is and this might sound a bit harsh, but this is first grade and this is the difference.
Yeah.
When as a first grade half. And you know, we saw why he has struggled to play first grade because it's the big moments.
Yeah.
It's under pressure. It's the Galvin pass. It's the Cleary.
Yeah.
You know,
massive loss, mate. Metcalfe and Barnett.
Oh,
huge.
You put them in there, they're a title chance.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know,
that's with Tanah Boyd on the weekend. As great as it was watching the Warriors win and the way they won.
Yeah.
It's like they. That's why they can't win the cup.
Yeah, probably right.
You know.
Yeah,
because that's when you need it.
It's such a shame about Luke Metcalfe. He was going unbelievably well.
Another one Cronulla let go.
Yeah.
What
he
about
was on 150 or something. He said, give me 200 and I'll stay. You know,
Really?
They let him go, yeah.
All right, I was gonna talk.
Who would you prefer, him or Nico?
I don't want to bag Nico. Look, Nico's...
Answer the question,
Nico's... Look, Nico's played good the last couple of weeks.
Okay.
So he should. He's on $1 million.
Metcalfe played good the whole season.
Yeah. Look, I think Metcalfe, on what I've seen this year, is the better half.
Yeah.
All right. I was going to talk about maybe teams that have struggled and why, but do we need to be negative or be positive? Like, is it?
It's really interesting
who's
to see
under,
you work off your whiteboard today, mate.
Hey?
It's nice to see you working off a whiteboard.
Well, I don't need to, but I like to.
What do you use at Fox? What do they call that thing that rolls?
Oh, I've got auto cue, but I don't. I very rarely use it because
you look a bit more comfy here. You don't have your fan going.
Yeah, I need my suit, my brown suit, though. I feel a bit out of...
Brown suit.
You know,
Do you
he's
know
got
I've
a little
had a few
fan next to him.
100-year-olds ask...
I'm a sweater. He won't share it. She'll be on spinning so it hits me.
You need a fan more than anyone.
I know
You and your hanky, you do laps in
But I've got a lot of
breaks.
fans, but I do need a fan.
Oh, please. What a wanker. Right? What a wanker. Are you serious? You wouldn't have any fans if it wasn't for me in 360.
Mate.
Who built whose career? I want to know here.
Mate, when Icon left,
he was the invisible
Bonnie
man.
came in and he was wandering aimlessly around Fox Sports.
A lost puppy dog.
And, mate, they brought him in and Steve Crawley said, hold his hand, settle him
Please.
in. And, mate, look at him now.
Look at him now.
Never, ever get any credit.
You know what's funny about what 360 has done to these reporters, these journalists?
Oh, mate, it's ridiculous.
We've given you a platform. We've given you
You've been given a platform yourself.
Yeah,
You're
but
an
you guys were invisible. No one knew who the fuck you were. You were just writing articles. And...
Oh, sorry that I'd written a column with my photo on it for 50 years.
They get angry, Buzz.
Oh, mate, give yourself a rap.
Calm down.
When was the last time that photo was updated?
It's an oldie. I think
from
the Sydney Olympics.
That's from 1960. That's 1962, that profile pic of yours.
Yeah.
All right. Now, okay, I wanted to
I get the artist to knock the cheeks back. What do you call it when you that little system you use on?
No, I don't know. It's AI now, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, for the fans, just heading into the finals as a journo, what's going to be the big story? What's going to pick up pace? What can you see being a drama, or what can you see being the success story, the fairy tale? Like, what headlines can you see coming up for this year?
I didn't sort of prepare for this one.
I didn't tip you up, but this is...
there'll be drama. There's always drama. We got Ricky Stewart there.
Yeah.
And his sideline madness and his press conferences are just must-watch television. That's why another reason I like seeing Canberra there.
Yeah.
So he'll be involved in some sort of incident. Who else we got there?
The dog stuff?
Serrato.
The Galvin story will be huge. and it will be for the next 8 weeks leading into the finals.
Yep.
They're a real, watch this space side, aren't they? They haven't done enough yet for me to have them as a premiership chance. But that could so easily change.
Broncos, are they a big story?
I was going to say, if Madge
Broncos, what a great story. Because let's be fair, Ingham, I thought they did too many army camps and vomiting in buckets and the wanker thing they did on the harbour cruise and cultural experience on friggin' Clark Island. No.
Do you know what Hudson Young? Well, I asked
you
him.
Never do this to your guests. You invite them on so they can talk.
Mate, we're used to that.
Yeah.
Hudson Young, I said, mate, you're surprised at how well you've gone this year.
And he talked about the pre-season.
Talked about army camps.
Did he?
Yeah. So we did an army camp.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
But I look, what turned me off Madge and thought he could overcook him was Tales from Tiger Town, and South, that in 2016, I think it was, he left there without the support of the dressing room. And then
lost
and then that was mad, all the West Tales of Tiger Town business. That's why I was worried about them.
Yeah.
Love him as a rep coach, but that football side he's got is a bit like Penrith.
Yeah.
That could win. Like, I know it hasn't been done for a long time, but what the law of averages tells you is that it's overdue to happen. And mate, any side with Mam, old Reynolds steering them around the park, Stags, the wingers, the fullback, Payne up front, 4 or 5 hookers they got, don't they?
Yeah, they can win it.
They're a massive story, the Broncos.
Penrith will be a big story again, obviously, because they've put themselves in a position again. That's a big story, but everyone's kind of
it's
like, as much as it's an incredible achievement, it's like we want something different this year, right? Is that the feeling?
I don't know. Like
I like to see a champion there to defend the title.
I say me too.
Yeah,
I almost think. I love the Floyd Mayweathers of the game, the undefeated, and I just think the best. If he can get them even to the grand final this year, that's incredible.
Amazing.
Like, you look at what he's lost now; it's just out
I'm
of this
on
world.
a judging panel for a core stadium. It's 25 years of a core stadium, and they're doing a Hall of Fame there.
Oh, really? South. That's their cultural home ground.
But it'll be special.
Yeah.
They're going to bring Johnny Wilkinson out from
cool.
the UK for that field goal he kicked. And
I remember that.
Kathy Freeman's obvious, Louise Savage. There's some great Olympic moments.
Yeah.
But they had Nathan Cleary there on the,
They should.
for his 3 of his 4 titles. The other one was in Brisbane.
Yeah.
I said, why don't you whack his old man in and just make it the Clearys?
Yeah.
Because he's done all the titles there, 5 in a row. Lost 3 assistant coaches, lost more than half his side, not average players, great players. Yeah. And if he gets there this year.
Yeah, it's an amazing achievement.
It already is an amazing achievement.
Already.
If he does it again, it's
So Manly and Sharks would be a big story if they miss the 8, wouldn't they?
Yes.
They'd be a huge story. I don't want to go into too much detail, but that'd be big, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, at the start of the year we thought, man, we're going to make the 4. So they've had a horrible year. But good on Seabold. They've beaten 28-8 by the Titans, say 7 weeks ago. Crisis, 7-minute meetings, turbo punted from fullback.
Yep.
He's turned them around.
Yeah.
This game will tell us a lot, though, on Sunday, bro.
I think it will. A couple of other stories I'm thinking. West Tigers, I don't think they'll get the spoon, but if they did, would be a big one because then there'd be pressure on Benji, right?
Yeah, the West Tigers, he would be under pressure. They won't win the spoon. The Titans,
no, they won't. I'm not saying
Titans
they will.
Win this. I still, however, worry about their future.
Yeah.
In that there is an environment there where young De Silva didn't want to be there and wait for Appy, and Galvin didn't want to be there. And the fact that they let them both go 18 months early, it worries me that great elite young footballers do not want to be at that club.
It is a concern.
And if you had a young kid, right, and he was offered an elite kid, say 500 to go and play under Trent Robinson, or 550, 600 to go and play under Benji, what would you do?
Trent Robinson. And that's no disrespect.
But do you see what I mean? That's why I'm worried about them.
For me, it's not just Benji. It's the whole system and club and the history and where they're at, where they've been. They're not quite where they need to be yet for me to have confidence in that, you know?
Yeah, and that's what I was talking about.
And hopefully they can earn that because they have improved this year.
Well, mate, Richo's had success.
Yeah,
he was good on 360, eh?
Yeah, he was good. All right, last one before we get to the preview, the Bunnies. That would be a huge story if they got the spoon. And this is not to say they will, but I'm just talking about potentially that would cause a stir there. No?
Yeah, it'd be huge. But I will say this, and I've had a look at NRL physio stats. They've had twice as many
Claus had $6 million worth last night.
Yeah, I saw him put the graphic up.
Yeah.
It's right.
Yeah.
It is excusable. At the same time, I think they need to look at their sports science, their high performance, that these injuries happen at training.
Yeah, that's a concern.
And, you know, they've got that magnificent new stadium at centre at Heffron Park.
Yeah.
I think that's why I was against Wayne coaching Australia. I reckon he needs to be here for a month after the season.
Apparently he doesn't. I just heard.
Mate, he's up on the tractor on the farm.
So his contract, which is crazy, I've never heard of it. He doesn't need to come back till after Christmas. Is that right?
Yeah. So you know what
I've never heard of that.
But mate, I know, mate. I wanted to make him an immortal. But when the coach starts taking shortcuts and doesn't work a full pre-season, what message does it send?
The most important part of a season is the pre-season. That's where you build relationships. That's where you go to war. You blood, sweat, and tears, and you become close together because you're on the brink. Like you almost black out at times. You're throwing up. That's when you like, come on, mate, let's get through this together. That's where you build that camaraderie and that team dynamic. Like for your coach not to be there and just rock up after he's had his Christmas pudding.
He's obviously got trust in his staff.
I get that, and there are rules for some, rules for others, but that doesn't take away from the.
I've spoken to a couple of coaches
who
cannot believe the Wayne situation at South. They were desperate to get him back, and Wayne at his age and with family and kids in Brisbane and his farm obviously made that part of it. They were desperate. They had to bow to what Wayne wanted, and they did. But there's other coaches who think, as you say, it's so important.
I would think that nearly every coach would, because I know a lot of the coaches how hard they have no lives, and that's it's a critical part of the year.
Well, maybe this time next year, mate, they will be a monster story, South.
They could be.
They're not doing a lot better, and they've had a.
Well, it's going to be a monster story either way, I reckon, because South are either going to be next year, they're back, or they're going to be, here we go again. This is a disaster. Wayne's a failure. Their recruitment's a disgrace. Let's sack X, Y, and Z. That's the story. That's next year's big story.
How are you and Blakey Solly now?
He come on the show.
Yeah.
And he gave all the right answers as usual. Yeah, right. I was actually I thought I was quite conservative.
Yeah.
You've
had a colourful history at South, though.
I have for a number of reasons.
I'm not going to talk Latrell and Chin Chin.
You're not going to talk about it?
No.
Mate, you bring it up at everywhere we are, at every luncheon, every... Well, what do you mean I'm not going to bring it up?
Well, I'm not.
You wrote the story.
Well, it's not a bad coaching gear, Taz. You don't do pre-season, you don't have to do finals.
Yeah.
Sorry. Doesn't look ridiculous.
All right, it's time now for the Unibet preview with Aaron Macy. Let's go. Take us through it.
All right. We kick off. This is a big game. This could be the Roosters season.
Yep.
We go to Allianz. Will you be there?
No, I'm going to be in Rockhampton for Cameron's dad's funeral.
Sending all regards there. All right, $2.42. The Roosters, $1.57. Before we go to you, let's throw to Buzz.
I got some breaking news. Absolute. I've just had a text message. And he loves being mentioned everywhere. Mitch Diffin, the executive producer of Fox Sports. Braith, I didn't know you were having drama over there behind the scenes.
What's he said,
He sent me a photo of a sign that you've left in the fridge at Fox Sports.
He's a dog.
You know what the sign said. Let me read the sign out.
Read the sign.
Whoever stole my protein balls, please get your own, you scab. B.A.
Oh, mate, yesterday, right? So...
Mate, why?
Let me tell you what happened.
Yeah.
I started taking my lunch to work because I get food off Papa Macros. Actually, there's a plug. But I take my meals, I'm watching what I eat, and I take my protein balls and I have one with a coffee every day. Anyway, there's a communal kitchen. And no one's ever stolen anything in there. I took my protein balls, I've got them there for the week, and I put them in my section. And I had one 2 days ago, and it was the best protein ball I've ever had. It was, honestly, I was like, this is amazing. And I have it with my coffee every day. Yesterday, I go to
How many have gone missing then?
I got my coffee, made my coffee, and then I went to get my protein balls. They were stolen.
How many?
Some scab. Who's stealing protein balls?
Mate, go to human resources. This is an absolute scandal.
I wanted the CCTV footage.
Oh, do you?
So I wrote a note, and it was actually...
It was probably Diff that knocked them off.
Well, now he's just going to play with me and steal all my food, I reckon. But
it's funny, Diff.
But what about the dog? He messages you. Yeah. That's
Isn't
pathetic.
it funny with Diff? He's always giving people love.
Oh.
You know what he does? We get fed in the green room. They bring in Thai or pizzas. He always over-orders, right?
Yep.
So he takes all the leftovers home.
He's a seagull. He's the biggest tight ass I've ever met. Yeah. What happens is too, he hides the food for the guests so no one eats it. Then he goes and gets it out of the cupboard and takes it home for his dinner and lunch the next day.
I just can't believe with this big new contract you don't get your own fridge. You only get a section. Surely you'd be getting your own fridge.
I am just one of the people. You know, I'm.
Will you validate this?
Soul
One
of
of
the
the
earth.
people?
Mate, you are anything but a man of the people.
I am no different
You
to
are
anyone else
so
in there.
not working class.
Yeah.
Mate,
The brown
you're not.
superstar.
Who works harder than me at Fox?
Who works hard? I'm saying you're not working class. You're in a bit of eastern suburbsy for my liking.
Mate, I come from humble
Hanging
beginnings,
around
mate.
all the hems, joints,
My
restaurants.
family are off the boat. My dad was a panel beater.
What about your car, the BYD? What's it worth?
That's off Nick, mate. Uncle Nick.
Yeah, wow. Well, you.
Don't go there.
It's a fantastic
I'll start
car,
asking
though.
you questions. All right.
I've never
Preview.
ever been given any car from Nick Politis.
Liar. It's Pinocchio. All right, let's
Bullshit.
Let's go to the game.
Okay, I'm actually going to go with the Roosters this week against who they playing? Melbourne. The reason, Cameron's out. Melbourne weren't great last week against Manly. Roosters, they get Sandon Smith back in, and they are desperate. It's at home. I think they're good value, actually. I think it's going to be a close one, but I do think the Roosters. I'm going to go with them.
Is Pappenhausen back?
No.
Still out.
Yeah.
And
He's
Cameron.
still out. Yeah.
Yeah, no Farlungo, no Pappenhausen. They still got, they don't have the depth they've had there early in the year either.
Well, now Robbo's picked the right halves. They might win each.
Yeah.
You might be right.
Yeah, he's picked the right hard. The other thing, he's got Natunga Wase at wing, not in the centres, which is a huge difference.
We'll talk about that later.
So who's the other centre?
They've brought
Toy
in.
and
They've brought in 1 second. Ethan King.
yeah, right.
He's been doing a good job.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go. All right, next game. North Queensland at home, $1.58 against your man Flanagan's $2.39 Dragons.
Cows me at home.
Yep.
I think they'll get the money done. St George are overdue to be running out of puff now.
That's what I think. I think that first half on the weekend, they should have been behind by a lot more against the Dogs. They got away with that, but then they come back really good. And I was impressed with their second half, given the circumstances. They just tend to stay in games. So I'll give them a chance, but I'll go Cowboys up there.
Cowboys up there. All right. Brisbane Broncos at home, $1.23 against Parramatta, $4.10.
Yeah,
They could win by 40, Braith.
Yeah, Moses
Broncos.
back, but
13.5 start. They should cover that.
Oh, easy.
who's out for them? Who's out for the Para? Moses is out, and someone was Iongi's out for a month.
So no, they've got Mitchell Moses is back.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, but
Yeah, so-
Iong,
yeah.
the good
Iongi's out.
Yeah, no. Brisbane.
All right. New Zealand Warriors at home, $1.27 against Gold Coast Titans.
Warriors.
Poor Desi.
Warriors.
What did you think about
500
Desi?
games.
What was Desi's spray? Pulling blokes out of the shower.
What was he doing in the shower?
No,
was
did you
just-
see that?
It was just bloody madness, wasn't it? You know?
You
He'd
can't
already
use
given them a
those
spray.
two words in one sentence.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Pull-
Well, they
pulling
were in
and
Dixie.
shower.
Do you remember when you were showering back in the day? You never had your dick stickers on. They're all in dick stickers.
No, we don't wear them. We didn't wear them.
No,
back
every-
then.
No, but
everyone
what's
was-
happened now is, I think it's almost a club rule because of dressing room cameras.
Oh, okay.
Really?
I said that on a podcast yesterday. Number 9, Darryl Bampton, legend at South, once sued Channel 7, Rex Mossop, for exposing him in the sheds. Andrew Eddinghausen did once too on a kangaroo tour. His picture was taken.
I'm a
see
mate of
his-
Natty Woods. Natty Woods would be horrified to know that they'd have dick stickers on. Horrified. All right, Penrith Panthers. Got a lot of shorties this week. Penrith Panthers, $1.24 against West Tigers, $4.10.
Yeah, no, they got Yo and Cleary back and they won last week. Tigers are going really good and they'll fight hard, but Penrith's too good.
They haven't been the team to put a team away. I think this could be a game where Penrith really put a team away.
Yeah, Penrith.
Yep.
Yeah. South Sydney at home, $4.75 against Cronulla Sharks, who seem to have found form
South
at
let me down
$1.19.
last week, but I remember I tipped him, but that was with Latrell. He got ruled out that afternoon, so I wouldn't have tipped him without Latrell. But I thought they could surprise, but I think they're just going backwards fast. No chance.
Can't wait to see Dodd play though and see if he can play at all.
Yeah.
So he's finally going to be in this.
Yeah, he's the halfback because Humphries is out as well. Walker's out. They're all out. But the Sharks will win easy. I just hope he goes all right, that kid.
Yeah.
All right, Sticky's Raiders $1.20 at home against the Newcastle Knights $4.60.
Raiders are too good, mate. They're too
They
good.
should.
Especially in Canberra.
It's pretty lopsided round, isn't it?
It's
It is very lopsided around. I looked at
The East game's the roughie so far.
Yeah,
So,
the
I think the last game's going to be a bit like that. But I reckon there will be 400 million punters out there just taking the multi of all those shorties.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see if
there's any upsets.
If there's an upset.
I can't really see one.
No, me
What's
either.
the last game, mate?
We've got
we done it?
No, we haven't. Canterbury Bulldogs $1.62
It's the game of the
against.
round.
This is the game. Manly Seagulls.
I've got a feeling this week the Dogs will put it all together.
And this is at Allianz as well. This is
going to be a beauty. It is at Allianz. So they're celebrating. What are they celebrating? The Dogs? It's like their grand final they played or something.
Yeah.
Manly found back in form. They're playing confidence. DCE's playing well. Tommy was good on the weekend. Even Brooksy played well. I just feel like the Dogs are due for a big game, and it's going to show us where they're really at. And I'm going to tip the Dogs, but with no confidence. But I just hope they really come a long way this week compared to last, and they get their attack right.
yeah.
I'm leaning to Canterbury. Only reason being, you go one-on-one, those forward packs, and you look at the power, the oomph, the strength. And Canterbury, they've lost so many forwards, with Ola Kawada out and what's the
Ola Kawada, he's back.
Is he back, is he?
I'm pretty sure.
Is he?
One sec.
I could be wrong.
He is. He's back.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, that was. I still think they've got too strong in the mids, Canterbury.
Yeah, okay.
So
That's it.
That's it. No, well, let's for yours and our bets, the two best. So we're going to give two now, and I've got the Unibet traders to give us some good odds here. And if you want to follow the other two, click the link, and it's in the BTFU vault in the BTFU zone.
And if they do that, what happens?
You'll see all of the bets. You'll get all of my racing bets for the weekend on Saturday, and every week, there's a bit of
giving away
behind
tickets
that.
this week, or was that?
We'll give away some tickets as well. We'll do a reel on that in a minute.
All right.
So let's start off with your game.
Yeah, okay. The one I've picked is the game I spoke about at the top, the Roosters and Melbourne game. I'm going to go with the Roosters covering the start because I think they can win, but I'll take the start into Tupou to score. And the reason I've gone with Tupou is, I saw Walker kick for him last week. I think that he'll find him again, and he's playing up against Grant Anderson. I think it's a bit of a mismatch with height, and whether they beat him on the outside, Anderson, or they just get him one-on-one with a kick, I think Tupou's on the money, and that's why I picked him.
Yeah, okay. And I've gone with Penrith head-to-head into back rower, Luke Garner. I just think the Tigers are really going to get softened up through the middle, and I think one of those edges is going to score, and I think he's good value.
Beautiful.
Are you on, can I change the subject?
Yeah.
Are you on Swish?
I was, but I don't use it anymore.
Right.
Why?
Oh, no, the guys just sent me the 10 most popular players.
Oh, did they? Yeah.
Who do you reckon's number one?
Reece Walsh.
I'll give you 10 guesses, you won't get it.
Oh, well, I'm not going to guess then.
Yeah. You know number one player in Swish?
Adam
Reynolds. Huh?
Adam Reynolds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
I grew up playing with Adam. He's a legend.
That's good.
Yeah, right.
I thought you were going to join it.
They asked me to.
Yeah.
No, he's on OnlyFans.
Mate.
So do we say goodbye, Reni? Is he found?
Mate, you're welcome back anytime, Buzz.
Am I?
I think you're a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, you reckon?
Yeah.
Don't know, Reni needs.
Thanks for coming on, Buzz. Really appreciate it.
A lot of fun. Really was.
I'll see you next Monday.
Very relaxed.
It was.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.